Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, the 25th of June, 2024. It's 9 a.m., which means it is time for our mindful moment. That's right. Hold on, I'm checking something. Hold on. Just got to look okay. There we go. Just wanted to make sure that something was working. Yes, it's time for the mindful moment. That's what happens when I'm live. The mindful moment is an opportunity we take every single Monday through Thursday to engage in some spiritual practice together. And I do this each weekday because what I have found is that a consistency in my spiritual practice has enhanced the quality of my life. Who am I? I'm Dr. Jonathan Zenz, and I am the senior minister here at Unity of Tucson. Unity of Tucson is an inclusive and loving spiritual center right in Tucson, Arizona. Our purpose is to provide the tenets of New Thought, the teachings of New Thought, in order that we may create better lives for ourselves, really. Master spiritual understanding, develop a personal purpose, and a spiritual path. So whether you're watching live or on the replay, I would love for you to post a comment and let me know that you are here. I always love to see those comments come through. And I will, of course, offer this reminder. It is to say that you are love, you are light, you are life, you are magnificent. Take it in. What does it feel like to be magnificent? Check in with yourself. I love magnificence, and I love that you shine your light and share your magnificence with me and with the world. So thank you for doing that. Today, what is on my mind and in my heart to speak about is actually, how will I phrase this? Diversity from unity. So one of the things I want to mention first is that unity does not mean uniformity. It does not mean that we all must be the same. Unity is a reflection that at the core, everything is rooted in one source. That is a tenet of the New Thought teaching, that everything is rooted in and expressing from one source. We call that source, we use the word God to describe that source. God not being a being, not something out there, not a father figure looking down upon us, but the creative energy of the universe. And so everything is flowing forth from this infinite creative energy. And we are part of that, each and every one of us. And the great news about that is that we express and experience life in unique ways, which means inherently at the root of unity is diversity, is multiplicity, is individualization. And there are none of us who are relegated to be or act or do or think like anyone else. You know, one of the things I say every Sunday is that I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. That's your work. You get to decide what you think. You get to decide what you believe. I have chosen this path because I have found that it works for me, and I will continue on this path as long as it works for me. But if I ever find that it doesn't work for me, then I have a willingness to move on to that which I find does work for me. So far, I haven't found anything better. That's me. So I keep on this path. And so this is I will be totally honest, this is sort of, I don't want to call it a veiled acknowledgement that there's challenge right now in the unity movement, but part of what I see happening in the conversations that are happening in the larger movement is how much do we rely on sameness and uniformity, and is that something that we want to continue with, or is there a willingness or an openness to express these teachings in a way that you're not going to get the same thing if you go to a different unity spiritual center. So for instance, we have the 5 principles. That's what I tend to focus on, those 5 principles. God is, I am, thoughts are creative, prayer is how we direct those thoughts, and we choose to live from that point of view. Those are the 5 principles in a nutshell, very quickly, of the unity movement. And there's room for all of it. That's what I believe. There's room for all expressions of the unity principles, however suits a community best. But we often take as a joke And we call this a joke. Like if you go to One Unity Church, you've been to One Unity Church, because it's going to be a different flavor, a different way of being, no matter what spiritual center you go to or which church you go to. And we joke about it as though it's a detriment. And I think that we should actually start selling ourselves and saying, hey, this is actually a benefit that we have, that you're going to find, you can find what is yours to find in the way that is going to serve your soul best within this movement. And it may not work for you in one space, but it may work for you in another space because of the flavor, the unique identity and expression, the diversity that we have to offer. So that's just something to think about. So I've been thinking a lot about diversity, and that is a core aspect of the divine, that it is expressing itself in terms of diversity, in terms of individualization, and every form, every expression is unique. And what a blessing that is. So celebrate diversity today. Celebrate the uniqueness of all life as it expresses. Celebrate the individualization of every single person you encounter today, knowing that they are not relegated to be an automaton, to think and act like you or anyone else, and that we are not relegated to think and act like anyone else, that we are free to have dominion over our thoughts, beliefs, practices, expressions. Celebrate diversity. That's the message. I'm going to invite us all to settle into the practice of affirmative prayer today. If that is something that resonates with your soul, this is what resonates with my soul. And if it's safe and comfortable for you, please feel free to close your eyes. I choose to close my eyes, as it is an invitation to root myself into those first of the principles. God is. God is, and I am. For we are, each and every one of us, the expression of the impression of God. God's love is flowing forth as expression. We are love's expression of the impression of love upon itself. We are in a constant state of outflow, and I choose to recognize this outflow as love, rooted in an inflow of love, a consideration of love being the point of creation. Resonant with this understanding and allowing this understanding and being easeful in the consideration of this understanding, I welcome the myriad ways in which God is expressing, and I bless and honor each of them. I open up to the greater realization that there is power in recognizing and honoring and celebrating the uniqueness in every form, that God is inherently diverse in its expression through the entire universe. And so I celebrate this, rooted in the understanding that at the core, it's all this creative energy, for there can be nothing separate from the infinite creative energy. And so I celebrate my unique identity. I celebrate the unique identity of every single person I encounter. I celebrate it and honor it and love it. And with gratitude and appreciation overflowing from within, I call this the resonant outflow of my day, of my week, of my year, of my life. I hold firm that this faith is letting itself be known in its perfect expression. And so I simply easefully allow, stepping out of the way of thinking I must control it in any way. I release the need to control, and I open up to the flow. I release any attachment to what I think it should look like, and I open up to its perfect expression. I let it be so and affirm it by saying, and so it is. Amen. And so it is. Well, I am always delighted to share this time with you. Thanks for being with me. Yes. Oh, by the way, I know yesterday I was home because I was not feeling well. The symptoms have subsided. I'm at like 95%. Yesterday I would have said I was at like 25%. Symptoms have subsided. all is well, feeling so much better, and grateful, grateful, grateful for a couple of things. Number one, that I have the capacity to know and be grateful for the body doing its perfect work in healing, and that I am not relegated to live with the symptoms of dis-ease. Whatever that was yesterday, it is complete. And so I move forward. All right, peace and blessings to you. I will see you all tomorrow. Keep shining your light. Know that your light is unique and magnificent, and I'm grateful for the manner in which you share your light with the world. All right, bye, everybody. Be well.